Hey, what's going on guys? It's me, JC, and welcome back to my channel once again. In today's video, welcome to another Things People Say About Black Ops 3 Zombies, episode 10, that is right. We are on the 10th episode of Things People Say. If you don't know what this series is, basically what I do is I take your guys' comments on the last episode and I spotlight them in the next Things People Say. We're going to be talking about a little game called Black Ops 3. I don't know if you've heard about it, but Black Ops 3 is a pretty awesome game. It's got this little mode called Zombies. A lot of us like it, a lot of us talk about it, and in this series, we discuss it. So let's go ahead and get right into what you guys said. On the last episode, I asked you guys, what do you want to see in terms of wonder weapons in the future, especially for DLC 2? What is your ideal wonder weapon that you want to see going forward? And here's what you guys said. So we're starting off with Hedro. He said, I would like some type of water wonder weapon. Maybe it could be firing like a huge blast of water that can wipe out a whole horde like a thunder gun, but then it leaves a whirlpool on the ground that takes out even more zombies for a short amount of time. I think this is a pretty good idea. I've always, thought about it in my mind a lot. We've never had a water weapon. We've had ice, we've had fire, we've had lava and electricity like always, and we've had all these different elemental effects and all these weapons, but we've never had a water one, or at least to my knowledge we haven't. We had this liquefier, which is the closest we've ever had to a water one, but we've never had just a straight up, here we're gonna like blast the zombies with water and see what happens. We haven't had something like that, so it'd be very, very awesome if we do see something like that in the future. Larry says, it's kind of hard to think about a wonder weapon I want because I want to be surprised about it when I get it. But as the next map is probably going to be in Pompeii, it would be cool to have a pressurized water gun that you could use to cut the zombies into pieces and at the same time use it as a form of movement. So Larry here has sort of a similar idea to Hedro, and he's saying instead of using like a whirlpool and things like that, he wants to use this water gun to like sort of push the zombies back and just cut through them, which would be very, very cool. It's sort of like a different take on it, but I would still, like I said before, a water weapon would be awesome if we see that in the future. I hope I pronounced this right, but Orpheus says, a PPSH that shoots ray gun bullets. That would be probably the best water weapon of all time, and I could totally see Treyarch doing something like this at some point. I know the PPSH is almost like a myth. It's like a legend of a weapon now. We don't see it at all anymore in zombies, but I'd love for it to come back. Maybe even make it like, I don't know, if the Ray Gun Mark III, can you imagine if the Ray Gun Mark III was like a PPSH in terms of what it could do? Like it just shreds through the zombies and just mows them down with this just amazing fire rate. And this, it's just so crazy to even think about. I still think at some point, especially if DLC 3 is about Nikolai and it's set in Russia, I definitely could see Treyarch putting in the PPSH once again. And whether or not they do something to change it up, I don't know. But that is just an awesome, perfect example on what a wonder weapon should be. Moving on to another comment, DK Vargas says, it would be cool if the new wonder weapon is the Flamethrower from the Specialist that is made as the original Flamethrower from World War II that was in World at War. It would be great to see an old weapon come back, which the storyline is set during World War II anyways. I think that's a very awesome idea. I don't necessarily know if I want to see it as the main wonder weapon because I feel like it wouldn't be too like crazy and cool and unique, but I would love to see the Flamethrower come back in some fashion, whether or not it's just sort of like an extra thing, sort of like the gravity spikes and Horizon Drag. I think it'd be very, very cool if we get a Flamethrower or something like that in the future. It's definitely a huge possibility considering the fact that a Specialist class literally is a Flamethrower class. And I do think, like I said with the PPSH, there's a lot of potential to bring back some of those old weapons that we all know and love. And I think the Flamethrower would be very, very easy for Treyarch to do and very, very awesome to do as well. So I would be totally for that. Luce Ortega says, I want the most silliest gun, like a pony that shoots rainbows, but if this was only available by an Easter egg. But you just had to go there with the ponies. But yeah, with the amount of craziness that is in zombies, it's surprising that they've never done something like that far-fetched. We haven't gotten something that crazy yet. We did get like the little disco thing in Horizon Track, which literally makes no sense at all. But I could definitely see something like that happening at some point. Just a random Easter egg. It's not even make it a wonder weapon. Just make it just a fun little Easter egg where you just get some weapon, it shoots a rainbow or something out of nowhere. I don't know. That's in a lot of other games as well, but oh man, just you had to go there with the ponies. Just had to go there. 0 subs and proud. I love that username, by the way. It says, I want the new wonder weapon to be a nice, cleaned up, and remastered Thunder Gun. We haven't seen it since BO1, and it would look so nice with the next-gen graphics. Also, a little tired of the buildable wonder weapons. I miss the feeling you get when you randomly get it from the mystery box. Keep up the great work, JC. Thank you, my friend. But yeah, I totally agree with your last statement here. We really do need a wonder weapon back in the box again, because the buildable wonder weapons, they're cool that you get to build them and you feel accomplished when you do it, but we need that randomness back into zombies. I love the feeling of going to the mystery box and getting the wave gun, getting the thunder gun out of the mystery box. It just felt amazing. It was so much fun and it added so much replay value to zombies, because basically you didn't know what you're gonna get out of the box, and when you got that wonder weapon, it was an awesome feeling, and I do think we need that back. I would love for us not to have this sort of origin style wonder weapon anymore and go back to the old days in a way and have just a regular wonder weapon that you get out of the box. That's what I want to see in the future. That's what I want to see in DLC 2. Whether or not they do it, I don't know if they'll do it. They probably won't, sadly, but I would love to see something along those lines. Moving on to our last comment, Relic Plays says a katana as a wonder weapon would just be amazing. Well, I wonder if the katana would have the same Dreisendracht feel with the 4 different bows. Keep up the good work, bro. Thank you so much. But yeah, there's a ton of hype and a ton of theorizing about what the next wonder weapon is in DLC 2. I know that a bunch of people who have data mined and gone through the code of the game have found files talking about a katana in DLC 2, which, you know, I don't know if that's true or not, and it would definitely be really, really cool to see a katana, considering we've always wanted to do that in zombies, use Takeo's katana, and especially if the next map is revolved around him, I think that'd be even cooler. But I'm not so sure how I feel about it as a new wonder weapon. If that's the next wonder weapon, it's not too exciting for me, I guess, because we've already sort of had swords before in Shadows of Evil, and I would much rather just see a new weapon that does something completely different from what we've seen, and I would much rather have the katana be like sort of like a side thing that's not the main wonder weapon, but something we can get extra, sort of like a golden spork in Mob of the Dead. I don't know what Treyarch is going to do. I don't know if the katana is real or not, but anyways, I would love to see it, no doubt. I would absolutely love to see it in the next map. Well guys, that wraps up today's episode of Things People Say. Be sure to respond in the comments below on the next topic, which is, drumroll please, the next topic is, what would you change about Dreisendracht? If there's one thing you could change about the map, in terms of storyline, in terms of gameplay, in terms of the map design, what would that one change be that you want of Dreisendracht? There's got to be something that bothers you about the map. I know there's got to be something. Tell me in the comments below what you guys think on that topic, and I'll be sure to spotlight you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for an awesome 10 episodes of Things People Say, and I will see you guys on the next video. Have a good one.